Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to this video series. So what we're going to be doing in this series is we're going to be taking some of your favorite foods and turning them into macro-friendly options. So today we got a really awesome dish called Laap. It's a Thai dish usually made with ground pork, but today we're going to be making with ground turkey in order to drop the fat and turn the macros from this to this. So let's get into it, guys. This definitely has to be one of my favorite ways to make ground turkey. Laap is a super flavorful dish and it's super easy to make. All you're really doing is essentially frying up some ground turkey and adding some aromatics into it. So the first thing you want to do here is you want to get a medium-sized shallot. If you notice, I'm cutting a little too wide because my knife skills aren't that great, but you want to make them as thin as possible because they fry and they make this really nice crunch. So the next thing you want to prep is about maybe 8 to 9 chives. And you want to cut them to 2 to 4 centimeters thick. If you notice what I'm doing here is I'm only cutting like maybe 1 centimeter thick, and that kind of made it into like little tiny pebbles rather than a nice crunchy aromatic bite. So go to 2 to 4 centimeters. So we're going to end up with about 1 medium shallot, 2 tablespoons of chili flakes, 8 to 9 chives, about 2 tablespoons of black pepper, and around 2 tablespoons of garlic paste. So now it's pretty simple. You just want to put some oil in a pan, make sure that it's hot and so that the chicken can really fry up. After about a minute or so, put the ground chicken in there. If you can see right now when I move it around, you can already see that the bottom is starting to brown. And that's essentially what you want here. You don't want it to really be in a cold pan and just boil on itself. You want to make sure that that heat is ripping hot and making sure that it's browning right away. So after you get that browning done, you're going to maybe wait for like 5 to 10 minutes and you're going to start to see all the chicken is cooked. However, if you see right there, all of that is actually water and it's not oil, meaning that you're not really rendering the chicken in its own fat or frying it. You're just still boiling the chicken, which is what we don't want because it's going to turn gray and it's not going to be as good. So if you could see now, all the water boiled off and now it's just kind of rendering in its own fat, getting really crispy, and that's what you really want to aim for when you cook up a good plate of Laap. So now that it's cooked up, right when it browns, you want to take it out, no more, or you're going to start to see really these tiny little black bits that are burnt. So try to get rid of it as soon as possible, as soon as the browning happens. So now that the chicken is all cooked up, what I like to do here is I like to just use the same pan because I'm lazy, put some oil in there and put all the aromatics that we cut up and that we prepped before this. So what this does is it's going to really elevate this dish to just not just like this ground turkey dish, but to this really awesome, beautiful, flavorful, Thai dish, which is Laap essentially. And right now, this kind of paste that you're making is super flavorful. Don't sleep on this part. Make sure that it's getting really nice and cooked in that oil, and make sure that everything is getting nice and mixed as you do this. So while the chicken is still hot, you want to add all the aromatics in. This is the best part because you can really smell all those different kinds of veggies and flavors in there, especially the garlic and the shallots. And now you just want to get it and mix it up because that's what's going to really incorporate all those little pieces. Like I said, my chives are a little too small, so I didn't get that crunch factor. So next we got around 2 tablespoons of lime juice. This is actually our only one we had left, but we would actually use like maybe 4 or 5 tablespoons of lime juice. You want a lot of acidity in this dish. So up next we got fish sauce. If you don't like too much sodium in your dish, then just use 2 tablespoons. We initially just put 2 tablespoons, but we ended up putting around 4 tablespoons at the end. Laab is a really salty dish, so if you're not a big fan of that, you can always change it up to what you like. So that's essentially how you make Laap. It's a super easy dish to make. All you really got to do is put some lime and some fish sauce at the end to season it and just really just cook up some chicken. It's pretty simple and it's awesome to taste. So there's just one last step into this whole process, which is going to be toasting up some rice. Doing this is going to add a little extra flavor, a little extra crunch as well to the dish, and it's awesome. It's kind of similar to putting some breadcrumbs on the top of like your favorite mac and cheese, except this is like ground turkey and it's like Thai and there's no cheese. Anyways, so you just want to make sure it's all brown and nice. And if you don't have a mortar and pestle, what you can do is you can just find your cheapest little ramekin or anything that you have in the house that you don't mind kind of breaking, and then get the back of your spoon and just crush it up. And what you want to do here is you want to kind of crush it and slide, and then that will make sure that it becomes this really nice powder that you can sprinkle over. So we forgot to film it, but that's where you want to add it. You don't want to add it while you mix because it's going to turn all soggy. So yeah, that's really it, guys. Make sure to make this the next time you're craving some ground turkey. And yeah, if you want to really elevate your next dish, try out this recipe. The recipe is going to be in the description, and you can also check out our blog. Just go to aspirefitnesswalnut.com/blog, and you can find the recipe there as well. We'll also put the link in the description below. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.